Let's go now live to Washington, where in just a few hours, history is expected to take place. The House is expected to approve 2 articles of impeachment against President Trump. Ellery McCardle joins us now with more on this vote. And Ellery, no doubt a big day for the entire country.
Yeah, absolutely, Gia. President Trump is the 3rd U.S. president to face impeachment. And today, Democrats will vote on 2 articles of impeachment: abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. So here's how today is going to work. The House will hold 6 hours of debate. Then the vote is expected this evening. Republicans may use tactics to delay that vote, but a final decision is expected by the end of the day. President Trump is still calling this impeachment process a hoax. In fact, he sent a letter to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi yesterday telling her to immediately cease this impeachment fantasy. Meanwhile, you've got rallies across the country, including in Minnesota, with people wanting President Trump removed from office. But at this point, it doesn't sound like that's going to happen, because what happens after this vote, if it's approved, is the impeachment trial would happen in the Senate. Who controls the Senate? Republicans. And they say, Gia, that they're pretty much going to clear the president.
Yeah, feels like it's going to be a very long day. Thanks, Ellery. We'll have much more on this developing story out of Washington coming up on the Today Show. That starts at 7 right after sunrise. Now time for your morning rush. There's a call for change after that hit and run in northeast Minneapolis. Chris England said he and his dog Bosley were in a crosswalk outside of Head Flyer Brewing when a dark SUV or minivan hit them. England will be okay, but his dog died.
It's just tough to know that there are people out there that do stuff like that. So I'm pretty heartbroken that I couldn't protect him.
Police are still searching for that driver. We now know the name of the man killed by Minneapolis police on Sunday. Authorities say Chia Sher Vu was shot and killed at a home near Lowry and Thomas Avenue North. Police say they opened fire on Vu during a standoff after he shot at officers. Ramsey County has reached a settlement with a Muslim woman who was forced to remove her hijab for a booking photo.
Ada Al-Qadi, a devout Muslim woman, goes to pay a parking ticket and lands in jail. Turns out there was a warrant for her arrest for missing a court date due to family emergencies. By the end of that day in 2013, Al-Qadi had been forced to pose for booking photos without her hijab in both Hennepin and Ramsey County jails. When she complained, Hennepin County changed the policy. Ramsey County didn't, so Al-Qadi sued Ramsey, hoping to spare other women of that humiliation. Now, Ramsey County has settled for $120,000 and agreed to change the rules for booking photos.
St. Paul Mayor Melvin Carter has officially endorsed Senator Amy Klobuchar for president. Carter says he made the decision because of Klobuchar's ability to bring people together and get things done. Tomorrow, Carter will rally with Klobuchar at an event in Los Angeles. And that is your Wednesday Morning Rush.
Gia, thank you. Well, hey, if you prefer swimsuits to snow boots, we have some good news this morning in our digital dive. A massive indoor water park is one step closer to opening at the Mall of America. The Bloomington City Council approved a design for the South Loop Water Park just this week. At 225,000 square feet, it would be one of the biggest water parks in North America. It also comes with a pretty hefty price tag. The park would cost an estimated $230 to $250 million to build. Construction could start next year, and it would take about 2 years to complete. And hundreds of people are reacting to this news on our KARE 11 Facebook page, and a few of you have a few questions about it. Samantha asked, anyone know how it's going to be funded? Well, Sam, in October of 2018, the city of Bloomington and owners of the Mall of America proposed a plan that would have a nonprofit own the park and keep the city from going into debt, and eventually the city could become the owner. And Nick here asked, why do they need a water park when there's one basically 20 minutes away? And Nick is referring to the Great Wolf Lodge. According to the Great Wolf Lodge website, they now sell day passes to their water park, which could create a little bit of competition. And a lot of people, though, are really excited about it, like Peter here, thinking this is a great idea. And then we got this comment here from Mark saying they need to take the old Sears location and turn the first 2 floors into a dual ice rink arena. Think of all the great hockey tournaments that they could host there. And Mark, I like where your head's at. That's a great idea. If you'd like to join the conversation anytime, use the hashtag Sunrisers. And if you want to read more about the water park, the article's posted right now at KARE11.com. I personally think, why not? That place is already jam-packed all the time. It's going to be great for the area.
Yeah, I'm just still kind of like,
Baffled?
I can't believe that there is a water park that's indoors.
Welcome to Minnesota, Gia. We're excited about this.
Here I am.
Excited
Here
about
I
this.
am. And JD is here with our One Thing weather today.
Yeah, one thing, well, it's cold this morning. Probably realized that if you've stepped outside to grab the paper. Temperatures below 0 right now, but we'll get up into the double digits for the afternoon. Winds will switch to the south and help to usher in some warmer air, giving us a string of above freezing days, maybe even some 40s. I'll let you know when, coming up.
And a look of our Metro map. If you're getting ready to race out the door, no need to race because we're seeing a lot of green. Drive times are average right now.
Thanks, Alicia. Time to connect the dots now, where we make where we make sense of the news headlines. Cars are now smarter than ever, but a new study says we're putting a little too much faith in all that technology, and here's why.
It appears that as cars get smarter, drivers get dumber. A new study finds that as car safety systems become more advanced, the people behind the wheel drive worse. Let's connect the dots. The research released by AAA looked at adaptive cruise control, which keeps a safe distance between cars on the highway, and lane assist technology, which helps drivers stay in their lane. Both can make drivers safer when used correctly, and that's where the problem lies. These systems are designed to help, but you still need to pay attention behind the wheel. The AAA study found people with the technology were twice as likely to engage in distracted driving. And here's where it gets interesting. Drivers who didn't understand how the safety systems worked were less likely to drive distracted, implying the problem is with people putting a little too much faith in technology.
Yeah, there's still that learning curve, right? Where you have to learn how this technology all works, and people are going to be distracted.
I don't think I'll ever get behind self-driving cars. I can't trust the vehicle.
But you're going to see them on the roads pretty
I know.
soon here. Scary. All right. A futuristic way to get you to work without having to stop working. We'll show you the Landjet that could make business travel a little easier. And it's shocking video, a teen kidnapped while walking down the street with her own mother. Why police say this video isn't exactly what it seems.
Also, workers on strike over labor practices they say are unfair. The reason this could have an impact on your holiday dinner plans.